All right, so the next division that we're going to get into is the NFC North, Packers, Lions, Vikings, and Bears. This one is a pretty tough division to figure out for me. I don't know how it was for you, but there's a lot of variables that can change the course of who's going to win that division.
Yeah, there really is. I mean, I think that for first place in that division, it's, a two-team race between the Packers and the Vikings, because the Bears, they still got the defense, but that offense is just a mess. Lions I'll talk about after I talk about the Packers and Vikings, but I think, those two teams, first and second, I have to go with the Packers winning the division. Rodgers just – it's coming his time in Green Bay is coming to an end, to put it, nicely.
Mm-hmm.
And they know that if they're going to win it with him, it's got to be in the next 2 years or so, maybe 3. But that defense was solid last year. And a thing that will affect the Packers is we'll see how that Rodgers-LaFleur relationship works out. But I have them first. Vikings, I think they could make the playoffs in the NFC. They made it last year. A lot depends on Kirk Cousins. He had a solid season last year. People, kind of put him down, but he was a good quarterback last season. That defense really good at adding Ngakoue. They did lose Everson Griffin, if I'm not mistaken. Did they lose Everson Griffin? He went to Dallas, correct?
Yeah, he signed with the Cowboys.
Yeah, so they lost him, but they replaced him with Ngakoue, a little younger, less money. And that defense is still good enough. That offense, we'll see what happens with Dalvin Cook. They added Justin Jefferson in the draft. So very solid team. So I think they'll make the playoffs as well. But I have Green Bay winning the division, Vikings in second, Lions at third, another strange team. Matthew Stafford, a very underrated quarterback. And they got an underrated roster. And they did pretty good last year until Stafford got hurt. They were this close to beating the Chiefs. And I think that this Detroit potentially has a nine-win ceiling. I don't know if that's going to be good enough for a playoff spot, but I'll put them at that third slot. And then the Bears I'll put at fourth, because that offense has a lot of questions to answer.
No one trusts that offense.
Yeah,
and
it's
then
very
with the
suspect.
Lions, Matt Patricia, it's looking like his last year there.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of question marks. As for the top two in the division, the Packers and Vikings, that's who I'm thinking is they're fighting for that one spot. Let's talk about the Vikings first. They got Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen, Kirk Cousins. He's a good quarterback. I don't know what else to say. He's a top 12 quarterback. I'm not going to say he's an easily top 10, but he's a top 10 to 12 quarterback. He'll make the throws, but I don't think he's not going to take you over that hump into this playoffs, into the Super Bowl. He'll make the playoffs perennially. He'll be a good player, but he won't ever be a great player. And I think that's what's going to hold the Vikings back from actually making it to the Super Bowl. But I'm getting a little ahead of myself. They do have Danielle Hunter and Yannick Ngakoue on that defensive line now, which is going to be amazing to watch. Harrison Smith is still in that back end. So their defense is going to be elite, and their offense is going to be solid. I just don't think Kirk Cousins is the guy that's going to take you all the way. But I do have them winning the division. I do think that they're going to have a better year than the Packers, because the Packers, they have Aaron Rodgers, they have Devontae Adams on offense, and not really much – and Aaron Jones, my bad. And not too much outside of that. Brian Bulaga left. He was on the team last year, I believe. Their defense, they have Preston Smith and what's the other Smith's name? Zardarius Smith. They have both of them on the defensive side. Jair Alexander is also over there. They're a solid team, but I like the Vikings this year. I think they're going to win the division. Packers come in second place. And then for the Lions and Bears are they're going to be the fourth team in that division. Mitch Trubisky has too many questions to answer. Running back, not a great position. Their whole offense, I don't know if they can get a first down, honestly. They have way too much going on there. Their defense is always going to be solid, but if you can't move on offense, you have to actually score points in this league to win, and your defense can't score all of them. So the Bears going to be last place. They're going to be probably top 5, top 8 pick this year. Lions, I do like Matt Stafford, but just Matt Patricia coaching that team, I don't have a lot of faith in them to actually go that far and have a winning season this year.
Yeah, I mean, that the Vikings, Packers like easily the 1-2, and you could interchange. You can make cases for both. Like the biggest case, for Minnesota obviously is that defense, and we'll see what kind of dynamic Jefferson adds to that Vikings offense, especially after them trading away Stephon Diggs. But like I said, for me, I'm going to go with the Packers just because of Rodgers. Sometimes it's hard to bet against them, especially in the regular season. Playoffs, different story. Regular season is kind of hard to bet against them, but we'll see how that pick ends up end of the year. I'll remember that. You got Vikings, I got Packers.
Yep.